What is up, YouTube? That's here. Today, I'm super excited to be bringing you guys one of my favorite types of videos that I do every time there's a new Pokemon game. We're going to be breaking down what Pokemon are version exclusive to the new Generation 9 games, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is a little bit of a warning saying if you guys don't want to see spoilers, if you don't want to know what Pokemon are in what games, or you don't want to see any new Pokemon, this is your chance to click off this video and maybe come back to it once the game actually releases. This is, again, only for people that want to avoid spoilers. I don't want to do spoilers if people don't want to see them, so this is your chance to look away. But I do this every single time a new game comes out, and I like to make a little game out of this game. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to compare some Pokemon that come out in each version and see, if I were to want one of those evolution lines or one of those Pokemon, which version's Pokemon would I want? And then at the end, after we tally up everything, we're going to see what the best generation is to buy, from my opinion. I encourage you guys to do the same list yourself. Let me know your totals in the comments. And yeah, this is now when we're going to look at the list. So this is your last chance to look away. Here we go. List is right here. So this is a list of all of the confirmed Pokemon for Scarlet and Violet. There's not that many. You can see there's a few evolution lines at the very top, but then realistically, the big draw for this game is going to be those Paradox Pokemon. Pokemon Scarlet's going to be having Pokemon from the past. Pokemon Violet's going to have, mechanical looking Pokemon from the future. So again, for example, we're going to take a look at each one of these Pokemon and give them like a point system. Like, so if we really, really like Salamence, we go like Salamence gets 1, and T-Tarwine would get none in that situation. Then we go to the next one, like the Sinistea might win that one, and then like Sinistea would get points, and then we're comparing that with the Bronzong. So we're comparing what game, which oh my gosh, I'm doing a terrible job of talking about this, but because I'm so excited. We're going to be comparing basically the T-Tarwine to the Salamence line, Stonjourner to the Ice Penguin, the Bronzong line to the Poltergeist line, the Cereal Edge to the other one, and the Koraidon versus the Miraidon. And then we're going to be comparing each of the different Paradox Pokemon. So we're going to treat the T-Tar line and the Bronzong line and the Poltergeist line as just one vote, because realistically, like, Bagon might be cooler than Larvitar, and Shelgon might be cooler than Pupitar, but T-Tar might be cooler than Salamence. So for the whole line, we're just going to give one vote. So I realistically think I'm a big fan of Tyranitar. It's probably, actually, whenever I start a game, I check whichever version has Tyranitar, and I say, probably going to play that one. So I'm going to give Tyranitar line the one vote. Note that, like, there's a Tyranitar on both these gens, too. You can see at the very bottom, there's going to be a Paradox Tyranitar. So, like, realistically, there's T-Tar in both these games, just like there's Salamence in both of these games. So you're actually not missing out on either of these Pokemon by giving a vote to one. So that's one vote for T-Tar. For Scarlet, 0 votes for Violet. Let's go to the Stonjourner line. Stonjourner versus the Ice Penguin. I've never really been a fan of the Ice Penguin. It's like Ice-Coon. I've never really been able to even pronounce it the right way. So I actually think Stonjourner is a really, really good Pokemon for VGC versus the Ice Penguin is a lot better in singles. So if you're a singles player, maybe think about going with the Ice Penguin, but we're definitely giving another vote to Stonjourner, going off to a big 2-0. 2-0 so far. Up next is Bronzong versus Poltergeist. Again, this is definitely another situation where Bronzong is much better in doubles. So the T Pokemon is a little bit better in singles. And it gets like Shell Smash and a bunch of stuff like that. I actually like the Bronzong a lot more. I take Bronzong to a lot of VGC events. Very, very happy to see all 3 of these Pokemon in the same game. It's almost like Pokemon Scarlet was a game that was made for me. That's a 3. That's 3 for Scarlet, 0 for Violet. I don't know. It's not looking good for our hero over here. Up next, Cereal Edge versus the other one. You got the gold. Gold and red are like my 2 favorite colors. That's an easy 4-0. Easy 4-0. And then the Miraidon versus the Koraidon or whatever. I like the guy that runs with his hands. So that's a 5-0. That's 5-0. I've been very, kept, like, I've been keeping my guard saying whenever people ask me, like, what gen I'm going to get. And I always say, I've always knew that I wanted Scarlet, but I didn't think that they'd give me a 5-0 off the, like, preliminary round, saying that I want all of these Pokemon versus the other ones. And again, if you want like Salamence and stuff like that, you can always just trade for it. Like, everyone's gonna be trading. We actually have a Discord that you can join. There's a link to it in the description of this video. Think about joining our Discord. We already have people talking about competitive. We're gonna be doing a bunch of trades. We're doing a bunch of raids. Like, we have a pretty active Discord. I think it's like Discord. It's over like 10,000 people. Very active, and it's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you there. Think about stopping by. Going into the Paradox Pokemon, let's make this list a little bit bigger so we can see them. Now, I'm not going to be going into that much depth about like the stats on these things or like what they really do. I'm basically just going to be basing it off looks for now. But you got the Iron Tusk Donphan versus the Metal Donphan. And again, this is one of those situations where like, at 6 votes, we're on the 6. I don't have enough fingers for this. I'm going to give a vote to Scarlet. I like the way the prehistoric mon looks over the futuristic one. That's just my opinion. Up next, we got the Volcarona forms. There's a Steel Volk, which actually, I looked up the stats. That one's probably better. But I'd love to try Physical Volk, which I think the prehistoric one is for Scarlet. 7. Like, bro, this is ridiculous. 7-0. How will Violet catch up? Well, we're going up into the next one. Amoonguss, prehistoric Amoonguss versus Gallade Gardevoir fusion thing. I'm giving it to Gallade Gardevoir fusion. That thing looks sick. I wish I had one of those. So it's 7-1. 7-1. And then after that, it's Jigglypuff versus the Hariyama. And realistically, I think the Paradox Pokemon I'm most excited to use is this Jigglypuff. I really liked its stat line. It's pretty fast. It's like a fast support mon. I'm really, really excited to use it. It's like called like Screamtail or something. And so I'm going to give a vote to Jigglypuff, and that's probably the Paradox Pokemon I'm most excited to use. So if you want to see that thing in competitive play, I'm probably going to be using it within the first couple days the game comes out because I'm really excited for it. So it's 8-1. The second Paradox Pokemon that I'm most excited to use is actually the Mischievous. That thing has like a 135 base speed, special attack, and special defense. Looks really, really good. Like, I love it. I love the way that thing looks, and I'm really, really excited to use it. So it's 9-1. 9-1 so far. Magneton versus Hydreigon, that's an easy vote for Hydreigon. So it's 9-2. We got 2 votes. The only 2 Pokemon that are cool in Violet are the Gallade and Hydreigon. So far, like, if those are what you like, you know, you could probably just catch Hydreigon in the game. You can catch Gardevoir in the game. You don't need to catch the Paradox versions of it. So you can get those in Scarlet too. I mean, just their base forms, not the... And I also want to give a disclaimer. Like, Gardevoir does not evolve into the Paradox Mon. Magnemite doesn't evolve into the Paradox Mon. Shelgon does not evolve into the Paradox Salamence. Those are just things you catch, like, Ultra Beast. So, like, you don't have to worry about that in the game. But anyways, it's 9-2, and we're going into T-Tar versus Salamence. This is the big kicker, I think. And, you know, I talked about being a T-Tar stan, but we already have T-Tar in our game. And I looked at the stat lines. I don't think that Paradox T-Tar warrants, like, needing its own version. I'm not going to spend $60 more just to have that thing. And the Paradox Salamence actually has a higher base stat line than all of the other Paradox Pokemon. So I'm definitely going with, I'm definitely just going to be going with Salamence in this situation. It's a really cool looking mon, has a really, really good stat line, has a higher base stat line than all the others. So that's 10-2. And the last ones are Koraidon versus Miraidon, which we already did. So it's 10-2. So that's my ranking of what games I should get. I'd love to know how you guys spin it and what Pokemons you know, differed from my opinion on in the comments. I'd really love to hear it. Again, I'm a big Scarlet fan, but I have been the whole time. I've been a big Scarlet fanboy the whole time. They have all the mons that I like. Also, like, things like Garchomp in the game. Like, if you're looking for, like, an in-game team to beat the game with and then take onto the ladder, you can't do wrong with, like, Bronzong, T-Tar, like, a Garchomp with, like, one of these Paradox Pokemon. That's amazing. So hopefully you guys are excited about the game. Let me know what version you're going to get. Let me know your scores on this in the comments. Don't forget to drop a sub if you want to see more content like this on the channel. And yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out, and I'll see you guys next time.